Okay, picture this. You're chilling in a plush salon chair. You're totally relaxed, the cape is tied snug around your neck, and you're trusting a complete stranger standing behind you with razor-sharp shears, high-heat styling tools, and some incredibly strong chemical compounds. It's a wildly intimate level of trust, right? But let me ask you a serious question. Do you actually know who is standing behind that chair? Have you ever verified their credentials? Well, today, we are going to make sure you never have to guess again.
Welcome to this explainer. I am so pumped to guide you through this today because we're going to completely demystify the Minnesota cosmetology license verification process. Whether you're a salon regular, maybe you're hunting for a new stylist, or even if you're a professional just entering the industry, we're taking what sounds like a boring bureaucratic chore and turning it into a super powerful, actionable tool. By the end of this, you are going to be a totally empowered consumer. Here is our quick roadmap for today. We'll cover 1. Why licensing matters. 2. Who needs a license? 3. Online verification. 4. Search challenges. 5. Risks and penalties. And finally, 6. Resources and next steps. Let's jump in.
Starting off with Section 1, why licensing matters, and how it really is the intersection of public health and safety.
You know, there's this really common misconception that a cosmetology license is just administrative paperwork, but in Minnesota, it is a strict legal mandate designed specifically to protect you from physical harm. The state board actually operates under a very clear motto: licensed because it matters. They are literally the gatekeepers of public safety. They make sure practitioners know exactly how to safely handle the reactive chemicals and sharp tools used right near your eyes, your skin, and your scalp. When someone is licensed, it means they've been rigorously vetted, tested, and held accountable. Moving right along to Section 2, who needs a license and understanding those professional credentials.
So in Minnesota, the law is absolute. You cannot offer cosmetology services for compensation without an active, state-specific license. And no, out-of-state licenses do not automatically count here. Just take a look at the legal definition of a hair technician. If someone is applying bleach, reactive chemicals, keratin, or chemically altering the actual structure of your hair, they fall squarely under this strict definition. It dictates exactly what they are legally allowed to do to your body.
To put this into perspective, just look at the sheer scale of clinical preparation required for these credentials. A cosmetologist in Minnesota has to complete a staggering 1,550 hours of training. Barbers, they need 1,500 hours. Estheticians undergo 600 hours, and nail technicians require 350. We are not talking about weekend crash courses here. This is months and months of dedicated clinical education covering anatomy, chemistry, and infection control. It's a massive amount of effort.
All right, Section 3, steps to verify online, navigating the GL Suite portal.
Okay, so how do we actually check if someone has put in all that work? The state uses a real-time digital database called the GL Suite. It's super easy to use. First, you just access the license lookup tool right through the board's website. Second, plug in your search parameters. You can literally just drop in a first and last name, a business name, or even just your zip code. Finally, hit search and review the status. You're looking for the word active. If you see expired or suspended, well, that's your cue to either ask some serious questions or run the other way.
Up next, Section 4, overcoming search challenges, troubleshooting the system.
Now, we all know government databases can be a little finicky. Ever spell a name with an E instead of an O and get 0 results? Frustrating, right? Well, the Minnesota portal has a brilliant workaround. You've got to use a wildcard search. By popping an asterisk at the end of a partial word, you completely bypass those exact match constraints. So if you're not sure if Anderson ends in S-O-N or S-E-N, just type A-N-D-E-R asterisk and the system pulls up every single variation. It's an absolute game changer for finding exactly who you're looking for. Another really common hiccup is searching in the wrong database entirely. Keep this straight. The cosmetology portal is strictly for cosmetologists, estheticians, nail techs, and traditional salons. If you are going in to get a tattoo or a clinical body piercing, you're barking up the wrong tree. For body art professionals, you actually have to use the Minnesota Department of Health or MDH credential lookup. Knowing which state agency regulates your specific service is literally half the battle.
Which brings us to Section 5, the risks of unlicensed practice and the real-world consequences.
Beyond the scary physical dangers like severe chemical burns or staph infections, Minnesota law establishes some incredibly harsh financial penalties for noncompliance. Let's do a rapid-fire rundown. If a state inspector walks into a salon and catches a practitioner working with an expired license, bam, that's an immediate $150 fine. And it doesn't matter if it expired just yesterday, the state demands total compliance.
And watch how this escalates. Boom, $500. This larger penalty hits a salon if their actual business license is expired. But more importantly for us as consumers, a $500 fine is also slapped on a professional caught performing services outside their specific license scope. Think about a licensed nail technician trying to perform a complex esthetician's chemical facial peel. That is a massive, dangerous violation of safety protocols. And the penalties peak at a whopping $1,000. That massive fine is reserved for expired cosmetology schools found during an inspection. It just goes to show how rigorous the state's enforcement is at every single level, right from the student classroom all the way to the salon floor. They are highly motivated to keep the bad actors out.
But you know, verification isn't just a tool for state inspectors or folks like you and me. It actually has a huge commercial impact. Wholesale beauty vendors, companies like Marlowe Beauty Supply, rely on state license verification to gatekeep their inventory. Because let's be real, professional-grade hair color and clinical aesthetic equipment are essentially dangerous chemical compounds if handled wrong. Wholesalers strictly demand active Minnesota license numbers to make sure this commercial-grade stuff never falls into untrained hands. Finally, wrapping up with Section 6, Resources and Next Steps, Connecting with the Board of Cosmetology.
Now, while the digital portal is obviously the fastest route, sometimes you just need to talk to a real human being, or maybe you need an official paper certification. You can reach the Minnesota Board of Cosmetologist Examiners directly at their St. Paul office on University Avenue, or just give them a call or email during normal Monday through Friday business hours. Oh, and of course, our mandatory legal disclaimer, the info in this explainer is purely for educational purposes. You should always verify official license details directly with the state sources themselves.
So, I'm going to leave you with this one final thought. Are you ready to verify your salon before your very next appointment? Because now you've got the knowledge, you've got the digital tools, and you understand exactly why this is so absolutely crucial. Please do not leave your health and safety to chance. Take 30 seconds to run a quick search, share this explainer with your friends and family so they can stay safe too, and always remember, when you sit back in that chair, you have every right to know exactly whose hands you are in. Stay empowered, stay safe, and I'll catch you next time.